I mean, maybe I overestimate you, but I mean, I sometimes in the podcast you're like, oh yeah, I mean, we have these topics we discussed about last week, and that's the topics we're supposed to talk about.
Oh, so yeah, the thing with that is, I think SHG did want us to have an agenda, so he's like, okay, we're gonna take turns coming up with the topic, and he's actually really fucking bad at it. I'll come in like the week, like with 1 week remaining, and be like, okay, this week we're talking about fucking daffodils, but he has a real fucking hard time coming up with something.
Well, maybe that's why he wants to plan it like a long time before the podcast actually starts.
Perhaps. Shit. I did have a big, like, elaborate plan of just speaking French for the first half of this and then pretending that you're still SHG, but that's gonna go out the fucking window.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to speak French, we can speak French.
Oh
Ça me
no,
pose pas de soucis, moi personnellement, on peut juste parler français pour le reste du podcast, aucun problème.
I heard a fromage in there.
I said podcast, not fromage.
Amazing. Oh, I actually did have an entire thing fucking set up in Google Translate. It was supposed to be like the hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this shit. However, it's left the text in the text box, but it switched the language to Ukrainian, so now it's asking me if I want to go and say, fucking Lenny, project.
I mean, if one day you invite her in on the podcast, you'll have that under your hands.
Oh. For that to happen, you would have to invite him into a voice chat in the first place.
Yeah, not sure that's the best idea.
But I mean, being SHG being kind of insistent on the fact that this isn't supposed to be just let's get random guests on all the time thing. This is a very exceptional circumstance.
Yeah.
Just like I don't know if anyone is still watching that keeps nagging. It's like, oh, dude, when am I going to be on the podcast? I was like, to be honest, you're probably not.
Yeah, I mean,
like, sorry to kill your dreams there. That's
basically what you said. Like the first time you launched the podcast was pretty much like, yeah, I mean, it's just gonna be like me and SHG, and that's just it. Like, don't expect to be invited in the podcast or to be a guest or whatever. And I mean, I do respect.
Yeah. Anyway, I mean, so well, how have you been, man? Let's start with that.
Yeah, I mean, pretty good lately. I mean, like this afternoon, I've been like fine as fuck because I've recently got my new my new blacksmithing hammer, and since I don't have my forge yet, I had the chance to crash at one of my best friend's place who actually has a forge, and we spent the afternoon forging shit and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been a while since the last time.
Wait, is this real life or is this like World of Warcraft shit?
Yeah, I mean, it was my plot twist. It was my fucking guildmate. He has a better skill than me in blacksmithing. No, not for real. Like, I've hang out with my lad's place and we've fought some shit. This is like the only guy I know in real life I mean, who knows blacksmithing as well.
Okay, because that's actually because I actually don't know that. I didn't know that at all. That you were into that sort of shit. And
well, yeah, I mean, like, I don't talk about that shit much. You know, I'm not like very open with my hobbies in Discord or whatever.
Yeah, because I mean, at the same time, I'm seeing pictures of you very rarely, and you look like a pretty lanky dude.
Oh yeah, I'm skinny as fuck. I mean, I used to be a big guy. I used to be a fat ass, like more than 100 kilos.
Fuck.
But then at some point, I just decided I was tired of being a fat ass, and I started like running and eating less. So I lost weight, but I maybe lost a bit too much weight.
Are you telling me that the way to lose weight is to put down the fucking fork and go for a run? Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, oh, fucking plot twist. Like, oh yeah, no, fucking. There are so many people that just think that fucking losing weight is really fucking hard and like it's in your genes, you know, and you can't fucking change it. And I used to be one of these people. Like when I was fucking 15 or whatever, I was like, nah, mate, I was born fat. I ain't gonna change. You know, it's gonna be that way all my life. And at some point, I actually tried losing weight, and oh fuck, it actually worked.
Hmm.
So yeah, I mean, if,
Was that like the whole I've always been fat, I'm gonna stay fat? Was that also brought about by a sort of like brotherhood, like bro culture sort of thing, where you and your friends would go to McDonald's and you'd try to outdo each other?
not really, not
Oh,
really.
okay.
I
So that
was,
was
I
just
was
me.
just a fat ass. Like
Oh,
that wasn't even bro culture or whatever.
all right. Okay, maybe that was just me then.
But yeah, I mean, when that, I mean, that doesn't help. But that wasn't really why I got fat in the first place. But yeah, and yeah, I started blacksmithing like 7 or 8 years ago, and
Jeez, you would have been
at that,
tiny back then. That
yeah,
was
I was super fucking young. I think I was like 12 or 13, something like that. Maybe no. Well, I'm not really sure, but I was really young, and the first time I did it was at some kind of summer camp we had, and I was the biggest ass ever because I've picked blacksmithing there. Like, it was some kind of summer camp where you could learn some shit. Like, I don't know how you call that. Like, how to build houses, like masonry, I guess.
construction.
Like, yeah, I mean, you could learn like masonry, pottery, and shit like that. And there was blacksmithing in the middle. I was like, oh fuck,
I
yeah, I'm
think
gonna make sword.
I think what you mean is like a trades camp or something.
Yeah,
We'll
maybe,
call it that.
maybe.
Well, maybe a bit
But
more classical in it though. So you know, you're not learning how to be a fucking Sparky. Actually,
yeah, I guess.
for the record, that's what we call electricians here.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I was kind of confused. Like a Sparky, but that's a cute name.
Yeah, yeah. If rule of advice, if you're over here as a tradesman, it's just a Y at the end of whatever the fuck it is. You know, you got a roofie, a sparky, a plumbie. I'm pretty sure I'm making a
Not
plumbie up.
not
I'm
gonna
sure.
lie, not gonna lie. I love New Zealand slang.
Yeah. Although I will be. I think I'm just making a plumbie up. I think we just still call them plumbers. But
But yeah, anyway, and that's basically it. Like the first time I went there I was super young, and I picked blacksmithing because I was like, oh yeah, it's like in World of Warcraft. I'm gonna make swords. I'm gonna be really badass. And then the master blacksmith made us like hit wood for 3 days in a row because he was like, yeah, before you can hit any kind of metal, you have to learn how to hold the hammer and how to hit. So for like the fucking first week I was there, I was an absolute ass, and I was like, nah, I don't want to work in the forge. This is shite. I haven't came here to fucking hit wood with a hammer. That's gay as fuck. And I was really defiant. And then at some point, for some reason, I actually kind of started liking it. So yeah, I kind of picked it up, and then I got my own anvil, my own shit.
just out of curiosity, were you paying for this like camp?
Oh yeah, 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 definitely. This was a paying game. This was literally child labor.
Yeah, it's. I mean, like on one hand, it is one of those things. Like, are you paying for a fun experience, or are you actually paying to learn shit?
I mean, technically both because
Yeah.
we had a full like for. I mean, the learning shit was only half the day. You know, the other half was just like having fun with your friends and shit like that. And even when we were learning shit, we were pretty much messing around with our friends and shit like that.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was actually a really cool experience.
So did you end up walking away with like, oh, here's my dagger, or anything like that? Or...
Well, no, okay. So this camp is actually kind of complicated to explain because instead of everyone doing like something to bring home afterwards and be like, yeah, look at this, mom, I made a dagger, or I fucking made a fork and a knife to eat. Mainly, the base idea of the thing was that there was this kind of huge, weird artistic structure in the top of the village because I got in that camp because I actually lived in that shitty tiny village for some years, and that was pretty much the only camp we had around the village. And there was this like kind of big artistic structure on the top of the village, and basically the whole point of that was like everybody can like if you know how to craft something, you can do something and put it there. So basically, there's like fucking thousands and thousands of quote unquote art pieces made by kids who came to the camp and adults who decided to take some kind of like a week to learn some craft and then put it there. So basically, most of the time, you just like kind of do something like a fancy fence in metal, or just basically every like in pottery you could do some kind of a statue, like whatever you want. Some guy did a panda some year, and basically the whole point was that everybody could participate in that huge thing. And at the end, usually the parents came to pick up the kids, and the kids were just super fucking proud to show their parents that, oh yeah, look dad, I fucking made this. And that's pretty much the whole idea of the camp.
Dude, could you imagine the American equivalent of this? Like, the Macaroni Art Archive.
Yeah, it wouldn't work. It just wouldn't work.
No, just like an entire gallery full of just like kids making their parents out of macaroni glued to a fucking piece of cardboard.
I mean, I'd go there. I'd go there, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, let me find if I can actually find you a picture of the thing, because it's absolutely ugly to look at. Like, I mean, the whole idea is pretty cool, but man, like, it's, like, it's just a pile of shit people made. So it just looks like trash.
Do they kind of tear it between shit that looks like trash and shit that looks kind of good?
No, because technically you can basically place your thing where you want. So if you just want to place it right in the middle, if there's space and it doesn't like disturb the people walking in or whatever, I mean, if you want, you can put it there. Like some year, a guy did a really huge sword in cement next to the construction. So basically, it wasn't connected there. And then a guy made a huge ass man that was grabbing the sword, basically. And then some other guy made a huge ass hand coming from the structure, grabbing the guard of the sword, basically. So yeah, it just like weirdly grows exponentially every year.
There's got to be a dildo in there.
Oh, most definitely, most definitely. There's a ton of things that look like this.
Well,
Like,
that's just
there's
swords,
fucking-
but yeah.
Yeah, and there's probably like a probably good number of that was intentional.
Yeah, you know if I weren't there, like, I'm 100% making the deck.
Oh, definitely. I mean, and technically, like, I mean, I really wouldn't blame you. It's like that. I mean, that's what you get.
That's actually pretty fucking cool. I mean, if you find the pictures cool, we'll deal with that after the podcast. Or, I mean, is this even a podcast at this point? I don't know. We'll call
Yeah,
this...
okay. There's one picture, but oh, fuck, this is yeah. I mean, it gives you some kind of. Though I think this was taken like some years ago. And the fun part of this is that I actually had actually I'm going to get some money this year by working there as a forge instructor for the new kids that come to learn and work in that project.
And you too will find all of the 13-year-old sticks.
Yep.
Okay, so that's actually... The masonry looks really fucking interesting.
Yeah, and on the right you can see the sword and the panda I was talking about. we don't really see them well on that side. But the panda looks really fucking cool. Like
Yeah.
the guy who did that was, and the guy was really big.
Yeah,
Actually, it was made by a blind guy, but that's another story.
But yeah, the stonework looks really fucking interesting to me because it really has that whole islander vibe, which
Yeah,
is
definitely.
not
It's really
something
cool.
I expect to see in southern France.
Sure.
Oh, we should probably we haven't done that. Who the fuck are you? Why are you here? Get out of my house.
Oh! Yeah, so, I mean, for the people listening to the podcast, I'm Sleepy, and I mean, also known as Etzebarian. And
I mean, I would have gone with
you
Superion first, but okay.
if you've listened to the podcast, I mean, and like most of you are probably from the Discord, so let's be honest, you probably already
Link in the
know who I
description
am.
below.
But I'm a good friend of SHG. I knew Moon and SHG for like 2-3 years now.
Oh, so you're a good friend of SHG, but you just know Moon.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Cool.
I just know you from far away a bit. No, but yeah, I've went to Japan with SHG, so every Japan story he has, it wasn't me. And I don't know, I use that to flex a bit, you know. I'm the guy who went to Japan with SHG. Please, potato, don't come and insult me in DM.
Well, it's funny you mentioned that because we'll get to that later.
All right.
At first, we're gonna get the usual like shit out of the way, I guess.
But yes, and probably as you can hear, I'm a French guy from South France. I have a shitty accent, so I already apologize for. I mean, any like 2 guys who are going to listen to this.
Excuse me. Here's the thing about shitty. I don't know if we'd call it a shitty accent. Like the way I feel there is the stereotypical accent, and then there is the ascended accent sort of thing. Because like there's cliche accents for every country in Europe, you know, France, Germany, whatever. But then there's this certain point where someone gets so good at English while living in Europe that they all have the same accent. It doesn't matter if you're Finnish, French, Dutch, German, whatever. They all get this kind of homogenized European accent for speaking English, and it sounds really, really fucking good. Like, which has a good example of the French version of it. I don't know anyone who we all know that has the Dutch or the Finnish version, but I know people who have them.
I mean, Nico speaks a really good English.
He does, but he doesn't have the voice. He has the generic Finnish accent still.
True.
But I think that's all the rolling of the R's that keeps him sane.
I mean, I'm not gonna blame him. I like the Finnish accent. It's cute.
Yeah. But I can't think of any accent versions would know of it. I mean, aside from maybe like some actors who are like of German descent, that like Christoph Waltz, I think would be a good example of it.
Yeah, I don't know the guy, so I wouldn't be able to tell.
Inglourious Bastards.
Oh yeah, which one is it? Like, which character is it?
The bad guy.
Oh yeah.
He was also in one of the Daniel Craig Bond films.
Yeah, I haven't seen like much.
He was also in that. Oh, who's in the other one? Not Hateful Eight. Fucking Django.
Like, I haven't seen Django Unchained. There was the only time. Okay. The only time I had an occasion to watch Django, it was at some friend's party, and everybody was like already drunk, already like sleepy or whatever, and everybody was like, "Oh, let's fucking watch Django!" And they put Django on the TV, and the movie was like loading forever, and everybody fell asleep before the movie could even load. And like when everyone woke up next morning, the movie loaded like fucking 3 minutes of the movie. So yeah, basically that's the only time I had an occasion to
Wait,
watch
was
it.
this on like shitty internet on Netflix or something?
I don't even think it was on Netflix. I think it was some kind of app on the TV. You know, those kind of like replay, watch on demand, like
Yeah, but it was like a streaming service
yeah.
rather than like, oh, let's put the DVD in and then
Oh yeah, yeah,
it's
definitely.
just a
I
really
mean,
shitty
DVD is
DVD
still
player
free
that
though.
loads for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay, so I think we need to get the usual shit out of the way. I can't talk about Girls Frontline with you. How's your Fate Grand Order going?
I stopped playing the game a while ago.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's kind of.
I mean, yeah. At some point, Jaja just got me tired. Like, I was.
Did you
I think the. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
did you complete your quest of getting all the French characters or?
I didn't. I don't have Astolfo. I don't have Marie Antoinette. I think. Yeah, I don't have the Chevalier d'Eon as well. But what I did was just before quitting the game, I just used every resource I had to power up Gilles de Rais to the maximum level. So now he's like golden, fucking 10 stars or whatever. Like I think it's near the level 100 or something like that.
Wait,
I just
do you have the Saber version or the caster version of him?
I made. I think I have both. So, but I think I boosted the saber version.
Oh, boo.
Yeah, the caster version looks way better. I mean, he's way cooler, but yeah, I think I boosted the saber version. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I don't know what about him that. I mean, I kind of know what about him that made him appeal to me so much, but fuck, man, he made Fate Zero for me. I think.
Oh, also fucking based Moonbear for leaking that fucking hentai link. Where I just quickly glanced on the pages. I'm fucking glad there's a man on this earth that actually spent time drawing fucking anime waifu getting banked by the big eyed guy.
Yeah, I mean, if it's a choice between, well, I think it was like Jean Alter getting banged. If I had to choose between a generic fat ugly bastard or Gilles de Rais, I know which one I'd choose.
Hey, I mean, I can't really say I can relate to the man, but man, he's there, you know. That's you know you can be the fucking virgin classic hentai protag, or you can be the fucking twitching eyes, cool looking Gilles de Rais. That's just how it is.
I mean, that one also has like a 70% chance of also ending in tentacle rape, so.
True. That's a very good point.
Shame it didn't,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, I mean that's just a bonus. So yeah, if you bang a guy, I mean, who cares if he looks like an absolute monster? If the guy can literally summon tentacles, just take him, you know.
That's actually I need to save that idea for later. Potentially something really fucking gay. Shit, where's my note document for that kind of stuff? I can't. Alright, fuck it, I'll remember it later. Hopefully.
And also, I just remembered something about the construction I linked. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so as I told you, you know, when I went there the first time, I was like, yeah, fuck, let's do like a fucking World of Warcraft shit. And some year, I actually did. So that's a
I
close,
made the Sword of Azeroth.
worse than that. Worse than that.
Did you make?
I zoomed a bit.
Did you make like
I
one?
zoomed a bit on the picture.
Oh, sorry. What am I looking at? Okay, hang on. I want to find it on the actual thing now. Yeah, there it is. Okay. That's actually pretty fucking cool. Like, I mean, I can't get a good look at the actual thing, but seeing what it went for, I can kind of see it in. That's actually a really fucking cool thing. For those who do not have glorious images, he has made, I think it's the Alliance coat of arms.
Yeah, that's the Alliance logo.
I mean, I would say it's better than trying to make a +10 thought of Azeroth or like half a dwarven pauldron.
True. And the good thing is that literally it's like something like 200 people living in the village, and the only tourists stopping in the village literally come to see that place because it's. I'm not gonna say it's famous. It's not, but it's kind of a local thing that people know. When people visit the region, uh, sometimes when they get lost in that shit village, they stop to see that because it's kind of a unique thing.
We have a
And
saying for that over here. It's called world famous in New Zealand since ages ago.
yeah, exactly. And since I've made that, I don't think I've met anybody who actually recognized the logo. Everybody's just like, "Oh, the lion head. Yeah, it looks cool," but nobody actually knows the reference.
And then they call you a filthy fucking Brit or something.
Oh, I mean, they probably will if they find that because everybody fucking loves that lion face, and everybody thinks I'm really clever to. I'm really clever that I found this.
Mm. Alright, I'm low key just trying to play like Find the Cock. Because there's got to be one on display.
Yeah, and the thing is that there's a lot more. I mean, you can already see a guy basically he's not really banging, but you can already see a guy riding another guy on the top right of the structure.
Oh, yes, you can.
He's not alright.
I'm
So
pretty
for my
sure
defense, he's not banging him. He's like riding him on the back, but
it's
it
like
really fucking looks like he's banging.
I mean, I think it's a matter of like because the guy on bottom, because his spine is so like fucking elongated, it is still riding. Otherwise, he's straight up just getting hot dogged.
Yep.
Shit.
But
So,
yeah,
like, is the construction added to it, like the masonry? Like, if they need more place to the masons, just like make more shit to put shit on,
yep.
or
Yeah, as you can see on the top part, it's pretty much being constructed. Like the top part is all flat, and there's planks and shit like that. Because as I said, like every year there's like people learning masonry, and they help making the structure taller. So of course there's a professional mason that basically tells them what to do because you're not just gonna let like fucking 16 years old run around and create a building. But yeah, I mean, technically, uh, I would like 10 years ago. The second, how do you call that? The second floor wasn't there.
uh,
So yeah, as I say, it's really built organically. Like every year, there's just more shit.
yeah. I mean, this entire thing's actually pretty fucking cool. I mean, like, do you want to tell everyone where it actually is, or and like straight up just out yourself to the world, or?
I mean, I don't care. Like I'm not. It's not my thing or whatever. So I mean, I could say it in French, but there's probably only French people that are gonna visit the place. And the name is really fucking French, but it's called la construction insolite. So literally, the insolite construction, like the weird as fuck construction, and it's located in a village called Saint-Sever-du-Moustier in a region called Aveyron. So if any fucking French
Yeah.
listener or whatever
I'm not
wants
even
to.
gonna get him to type that out. If you can decipher that and make it there, congratulations.
No, yeah, I mean, if like you wouldn't be able to get there if you couldn't decipher what I told. Like fucking the village. Like I'm pretty sure nobody in that village speaks any word of English, for real. So if you're not French, you're not allowed. That's it. That's it.
Yes. Well, yeah. I mean, I'll say like if you're determined to make your way there, like if you can make it off that description of some French guy talking about where the fuck it is, like cool. At me with selfies when you get there.
Yeah, drop by. We'll. I'll teach you how to forge some shit.
Alright, so.
But yeah, anyway. So what was that potato topic you wanted to talk about?
Oh no, it wasn't potato. It was actually the entire trip to Japan that I wanted to talk about.
I mean, what part? What part do you want to talk about?
Well, the thing is, I mean, I've heard this story about 3, 4 fucking times now.
Well, yeah,
Because
SSG loves to talk about that. Sorry.
yeah, well, that and I just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time when someone who hasn't heard the story shows up. But I've never actually heard it from your perspective. So the story, to me, always feels like it's just SHG doing stuff and you're there.
Yeah, I'm literally an NPC. You
Yeah.
know, I'm just following around.
Just
No,
fucking
but
Macron man
jokes
bad. We'll talk. We won't.
No,
I don't think we'll get into French politics because I don't know merely enough to shitpost about
I
it.
mean, there's really a lot to talk about, but unfortunately, I'm not mad enough to start talking about that because everybody has really strong opinions on every politician ever.
You mean the French are passionate? Fuck.
I mean, they are both women and police.
Alright. Well,
But yeah, anyway, so
we'll,
on my
we'll start
go ahead.
with day one because I know that there was apparently some like transport issues, but you got holed up somewhere or something.
Yeah, so basically, I took a plane that took me from Paris to Beijing in China, and then from Beijing, China to Tokyo. And like the base idea was that I was gonna land in Tokyo Narita, I think. It
In
probably
what?
wasn't Narita, but yeah, that's the name of the airport.
Ah, okay.
And so I was supposed to land there like half an hour after SSG, or like half an hour before SSG. So I was like, yeah, fuck, we got like concording planes and shit like that, so we're gonna land basically at the same time, and it's gonna be fine. But I'm a complete retard, and I forgot that planes are often late. So basically, from the get-go, the plane is already late in Paris, so we have to wait, and we have to wait something like an hour or something like that. So I'm like, yeah, it's chill, you know, just an hour late, no biggie. At that point, SSG was probably already traveling to Dubai, and so I get to China, and since my plane was already late in Paris, my plane in China already left, and the next plane was something like 12, maybe a bit more than that, but 12 to 13 hours later. Yeah, I think it was 12 hours. So yeah, I landed there on like 6 p.m. and the next plane was leaving at 6 a.m. So basically, I was in China and I needed to contact SHD, but I couldn't contact him because Discord isn't working in China and Skype isn't working in China, and basically nothing is working in China. So I was desperately trying to send a message to SSG to tell him, hey, so the next plane leaves in quite a while, so you'll have to wait for me or to find a hotel or something.
Did you try hitting him up on his Epic Games Store profile? I'm sure that still works in China.
No, but I did try to PM him on Twitch. No joke, I literally PM'd him on Twitch because I was trying like every fucking website on my phone that was working in China. And there's actually a shitty funny story about China because I found a group of French tourists who were like in their 40s, something like that, that were completely lost because they didn't speak a word of English, and they had a plane that was leaving to, I think it was Mongolia or something like that, and their plane was late as well. So they basically asked me to be their translator, and I accompanied them to. So they wanted to get a visa to sleep in a hotel for the night because we had to wait the whole night and they didn't want to sleep in the airport. And basically, we had to go all the way to get a visa, and in China, when you get a visa, they take pictures of you, they take your fingerprints, and they
Your
take
blood,
like
semen sample.
they really want to make sure that you're not gonna fucking try to kill the president or spread a capitalist lies, shit like that. And we try to make our way to the hotel, but nobody speaks a word of English. Of course, like I was like, yeah, I mean, I speak English. I can probably help you guys, but Chinese people don't. So we basically ended up being kind of lost after taking a bus. We ended up being kind of lost, probably not at the right hotel, and no bus could take us back to the airport. So we got into a taxi that probably wasn't a legal taxi because they didn't have any taxi thingy or whatever. The French tourists actually were nice enough to pay the taxi for me, so I chewed that out, and then they paid me a pizza, and we got back to the airport, and I didn't get diarrhea, so it was a pretty good adventure.
Nice. So Chinese pizza doesn't give you diarrhea. Amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty sure I was gonna get some weird illness because the pizza place wasn't fancy, but and so yeah, in the end, I finally landed in Japan after all this shit, and like yeah, SSG was really pissed because he had to wait for like a pretty long time. But I mean, I can't blame him for that. And the big thing that I still love about SSG sometimes is that I meet up with him. I'm like, yeah, cool to see you again, man. I'm really glad to see you. You know, I had to wait so long in China and shit like that. Like, it's good to see a familiar face. And we hop on the train, and I start talking to him, and he's just like, "Yeah, I'd prefer if you stop talking." I'm just like, "All right then, like this is gonna be a fun trip."
The fuck?
Yeah, basically he was just like stressed because he hates taking trains and shit like that in places he doesn't know. He was also tired, and he also was really self-aware of like the Japan rules of like nobody speaks in trains and shit like that. And I have to say, the whole train was silent. That was the only chance who was talking in the train.
That's. I mean, that's. Like, the question, like, what would you prefer? Would you prefer a train that where no one talks ever, or a train where you can talk but there's some fucking gypsy in the back blasting his fucking Arabian rap or whatever the fuck?
I mean, I'm used. Okay, so some people on Discord are gonna hate me for saying that because I know Nico really hates that and SAG really hates that and a lot of people really hate that. But fuck, I'm so used to like gypsies getting in the train and they start playing violin and then they beg and shit like that. Like fuck, I've always been loud in transportations and everybody always has been loud in transportations where I come from. So yeah, I'm just used to that and I like it. I like being able to actually talk to people in tramways and trains and shit like that.
Yeah, I can't relate. Although I think that mostly has to do with like the transportation systems I use. Like the buses here, the only times I ever really use them is when all the fucking boomers are on them. Like I'll never get the school bus or whatever the fuck, like the bus that has all the students on it, because that's just asking for fucking trouble.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends if, like, if you're alone in the bus and there's people being with friends and they're just like being noisy and shit like that. It's probably gonna be annoying. If you're with friends and people want you to shut the fuck up, you're gonna be the asshole, but you're not gonna realize it.
Mm. All right, so he's in a shitty mood because he's a Spurg. Oh, by the way, we should mention, in case I forgot to say it last week, he's in Portsmouth at the moment. Wait, no, we did say he's in Portsmouth at the moment. So, yeah, SSG is in Portsmouth at the moment. He's probably also on the train right now being really fucking miserable because he can't talk to anyone.
Oh yeah, right. I mean, I hope he listens to the podcast and then complains to me in PM and say fuck you for saying that I don't like to talk in train.
Yeah.
But hey, such is the harsh reality of quiet trains. But yeah, aside from that, it was basically a really good trip. Like first days were pretty damn chill. the only kind of problem we had was that around the last days, he got really fucking sick, and basically we had to stay around the house for like 2 to 3 days because he had like fucking shitty diarrhea or whatever, and he basically stayed in the home for like stayed in the apartment for like, yeah, something like 2 3 days, and he missed some really cool shit, and I'm really sorry for him for that.
Nah, fucking that's payback for being an asshole on the train. Although,
Yeah, I remember like there was that thing where we went to some kind of temple slash mountain at some point. It's called Montinari, I think. And he went there, and so yeah, we climbed the whole mountain. It was
I
pretty
think we're
pretty
getting a
cool.
bit too ahead of us. We'll try and, because I kind of do want to have this sort of semi chronologically.
Yeah, of course.
So we'll rewind so back to this fucking miserable train.
It's rewind time, everybody. Uh, well, yeah, basically this was pretty much the whole train ride. Yeah, I just kind of like talked less afterwards. I was like, all right, I guess if you want to do it, if you want to do it like that, it's gonna fine. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie. At that point, I got a bit not afraid, but I was like, I didn't expect SSG to actually act like that. Like, is he gonna be acting like a cunt for the whole trip? And he didn't. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, I mean, we get to Tokyo, and there was kind of a problem because we actually had two Airbnbs, so one in Tokyo, one in Kyoto, and they got cancelled something like probably 1 week before the trip. And yeah, I mean, I asked them like several times. So yeah, are you guys okay with new law? Because we know there's a law coming up to kind of like apparently fight Airbnbs in Japan.
What?
So yeah, so when we went to Japan, apparently a new law passed, and they had to like recheck every Airbnb, and they had new conditions or whatever. So basically, we had very very few Airbnbs available, and a lot of them were like canceling everything to, I guess, change their stuff or whatever.
Hmm.
So basically, yeah, I asked them if everything was in order and if like if they weren't gonna cancel us, right? And the guys were all like, yeah, yeah, no problem, no problem, no problem. Just come, you'll have your week, and everything is fine. And they canceled on us 1 week before trip. So we had to panic. In the panic, we had to get new Airbnbs, new hotels, and whatever. So basically, it was like we had to get what we could.
You still there? Yes? No? He's gone silent. Do do do. Da 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 da. Ba 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 da ba. And he's disconnected and rejoined, and now he's.
Can you hear me this time?
Yeah, alright.
Okay, I think my connection crashed.
Yeah. Okay, so you had to find something called
Yeah, I was just gonna say we had to find new Airbnbs, new hotels, and shit like that. And after we get to Tokyo, so we take that shitty train ride to Tokyo, and we get there and we start to make our way to the hotel we took. And I'm pretty sure. So I didn't really ask around, but I'm pretty sure we ended up in the Love Hotel for like the first week.
I mean, there's worse places to be.
Yeah, we arrived at the place, and basically all the rooms were really fucking small. They had like small bathroom, small toilets, and there was one big bed.
And a
And so
big
well,
bowl
yeah,
of condoms.
that's the thing. For the first week, I slept in the same bed than SSG, and we had to fucking manage that.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Although, fucking, I think it was back in 2013, Black Sabbath came to New Zealand. So, me, my best mate, and my best mate's dad all were going up to Auckland, but we had to go down to Wellington first. So basically the other side of North Island. But anyway, so we stayed in Wellington for the night. But me and his dad stayed in Wellington for the night. My best mate already had accommodation down there, but we were in a hotel, and they said that they graded us to a like romance suite or something, and we were both like, hold the fuck up, because we ordered a room with 2 beds and then they upgraded us, and I'm terrible at telling stories. And
Wait, sorry?
what?
Oh, no, sorry, I thought you'd get for a second.
No, so but basically, me and my best mate's dad were down there in a hotel. We were supposed to get 2 beds in 1 room, but then they upgraded us.
Yeah, quote unquote upgraded.
Yeah, but no, we managed to get that resolved. So they like fucking, they got a cot in for me. I think they overbooked something and yeah, tried to play it off. And if it weren't for the fact that it was 2 dudes with like 20, 30 years age between them, would have been fine.
Pretty nice. I mean, I wouldn't complain though. If you got a really good, really cool room, just take it.
It was the exact same kind of room. It's actually a really kind of fancy hotel. But yeah, that's my shitty story. So you're in this love hotel.
Yeah, and the thing that made me believe it was a love hotel was also the fact that the receptionist looked at us really weirdly when she saw 2 white dudes coming in and
Was she
being
cute?
like, "Yep, we're gonna sleep in the same room." She was like, "Really? You guys are gonna sleep in the same room?" I guess that's right. But
Was
yeah,
she,
that side we had a pretty cool view.
was she cute?
Yeah, probably. I don't really remember her face.
Oh.
But I mean, though,
other parts
have,
of this, like, couldn't you allegedly pay by the hour for the room as well?
I absolutely don't know.
Oh,
I mean, probably, but
I thought that was one of the other things that was like tipping you off, but maybe I heard that somewhere else.
yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, basically we got there. We had a pretty cool view, and we actually were pretty close to the train station, so that wasn't bad at all. But aside from that, the place was crap. The place was really shitty.
Was there any like food in that room, or
what?
like, like was there a little fridge with drinks and shit?
Yeah, we had a fridge, but we had to buy drinks.
Oh.
But we had a kettle, so we could boil water to do instant noodles and shit like that.
That's
And
nice.
I actually got sick eating my first instant noodles.
So you're fine with shitty, dodgy pizza, but not high quality Japanese ramen.
Yeah, I have no idea why though, because I ate the same instant noodles again, and I ate a lot of other shit and really more exotic shit during the trip, and I never got sick again. So I guess it was just like first day sickness or shit like that.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, anyway, we basically got there and explored a bit around. SSG was really happy because he had that. We had a shop that was selling flowers, just basically next to the hotel, and we could see it from the hotel's balcony. And the place was called Hana apparently, and he was really happy because it's like Hana flowers.
Gee,
And I remember,
fucking
like,
wonder why.
Yeah, he was explaining me the whole Hana equals flower thingy, and it's like that fucking Monster Inc. meme, with the green guy explaining shit and the blue monster looking at him.
Oh, no, that wasn't what I was thinking. I was going more about the whole. It is like, gee, I wonder why it's fucking called Hannah. It's, oh god. No,
But
I mean, I don't know where I'm
yeah,
going with that. It's like thinking like calling a toaster a toaster, and then because you like someone called Toaster, thinking it's really interesting that the toaster is called Toaster.
yeah. But I mean, like SSG really likes to drop trivia on kanji and Japanese shit. So yeah, it was basically like SSG explaining me that the kanji to Hana was representing the flower, and yeah, you know, I'm just a blue guy being like, yep, all right, interesting. Can we get some food now? And talking about food, it was another, I guess, funny story because the first time I went to Japan, so in 2016 with another friend,
Yeah, spoiler:
we
SSG
went
was
there.
not his first time.
Yeah, go man, William, but yeah, you're not my first. Sorry, I'm a used product. But we discovered a place that was doing really good curries. It was called Coco's Curries or something like that, and it was actually like a pretty big food chain in Tokyo at least. And yeah, we had there was a lot of restaurants doing curries and shit like that. And like from when we got there, I was like, "Fuck, man, you gotta taste that curry. Like it's fucking good. You gotta taste it." And for the whole like maybe 2, 3 first day, he was like, "Nah, nah, nah, curry is shit. Nah, I don't like it. Nah, nah, let's not go there." At some point, he finally accepted, and after he did, he was like, "Fuck, man, that curry is delicious. Like, let's go there again." So I'm glad I convinced him to actually go and try this fucking
Wait,
curry.
have I feel like I have, but I can't confirm. Have I ever given him shit for not liking curry?
You may have. I mean, don't
I,
ask me to remember every discussion we had with him.
but you watch the podcast. I don't.
Yeah, but I mean, there's 2 hours of podcast every time, and I usually listen to it while like drawing or doing something else. So yeah, I don't remember every fucking thing.
Yeah, I feel like I've given him shit for not liking curry before, because curry is fucking good, and
Well, yeah. I mean,
it's
if you
one of the
if you haven't
greatest
before, do it now.
it's one of the greatest things that we've ever stolen from someone.
I really agree. I really have to agree on that. I fucking love curry. It's delicious.
It's not like nations spent vast military resources to try and get hold of that shit. Also,
I mean, that was
fuck, my eyes burning at the moment. I shouldn't have robbed them.
yeah. I know the feel. You know you don't. You don't. I mean, you know you shouldn't rub them, but you do rub them. And
But
the more you rub them, the more you feel like you need to rub them, and the more it hurts.
alright, I think I fixed it.
Fuck, you're better than me at this shit.
Oh, you just cry a lot. That's how you fix it.
Yeah, like every woman solves their problems. Am I right? Subscribe to Moon Bear on Meth.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take that. Like, I mean, it's not the fucking worst thing I've said.
Okay, you
It
just
doesn't
end,
even
end
hit the
the
top
pod,
10.
and cut the love and end the podcast on that. But yeah, and yeah, I mean, to be honest, like the food part was really good regarding Japan. We went in some noodle, like really good udon noodle place, and it was fucking cheap and fucking good. But yeah, I'm just thinking on the side of things that SSG maybe didn't told you. Yeah, there was the whole cicada incident, but I think he already talked about that.
Yeah, the cicadas have been on the podcast, but I mean,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
we can definitely like this isn't necessarily about me at this point. Like, there are parts of this that I'm probably not hearing from your perspective, but like, I mean, we can cover all the basic shit like comic care, etc., etc., etc.
Well, yeah, I mean, you can imagine that these are not essentially the things I remember the most because as some of you may know, not the most. I'm not the biggest anime fan. Let's be honest. We went to Comic Con, and I literally like kind of went there because SSG wanted to. I mean, I don't say I had a bad time, but it was like a really pretty long wait to see that crud guy, that KS dev, and it wasn't worth the wait. But I mean, it was something. But yeah, I didn't really care for it, but it was interesting. But yeah, on Comic Con, I was literally an NPC following SG because he knew what he wanted to do, and I was just like, yeah. I mean, I guess let's see the KS booth.
But that's the thing, he didn't know what he wanted to do either.
Well, I mean, he sure knew better than me, at least.
Well, okay, he knew what he wanted to do, but the point I think is that he didn't want to do fuck all. Because,
well,
like, the Comic Con thing boggles my mind because it's like, oh, he went there, he met Crud, and then he left.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much shit there. And
yeah, I mean, we spent more time waiting outside than actually inside the Comic Con, I think.
Like, he could have walked out with so much fucking gay Astolfo porn. Just so much.
True, but you gotta remember, and I'm already, like, I do apologize to William if that's not something I should have told, sorry. But you have to remember that this was at the very beginning of the trip, and that he actually had to gain in confidence during the trip because at the beginning he was really fucking awkward. Like I really like him, and I really love the trip and whatever. But at the beginning he was really like not confident, very awkward, and I mean he literally asked me to buy a porn mic for him because he was too shy to buy it for himself.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
So, I mean, I'm pretty sure he wasn't up to get some assaultful porn at the very beginning of the trip. Like, he wasn't in the right mindset.
Yeah, that's... I don't know, man. So it just seems like so much wasted potential to just go there and get some KS stuff.
Yeah, I mean, he made a good money with it, so...
Yeah, it's like the Virgin SHG versus the Chad Melon Pan. Like, okay, so everyone, if you haven't heard of Melon Pan, go check him out on Twitter, because that's the only social media platform he's not banned from yet. Like, he's recently been, like, booted off YouTube completely. He's not allowed on Facebook, Instagram, Discord. I forget what else.
Wait, he actually got banned on Discord?
Yeah. Actually, if you go to his Twitter, he's got a list of it. But he is a Swiss weeb that is a completely unabashed lolicon. And he just doesn't give a fuck. Like... Yeah.
No, I mean, you have to respect that. Like, I mean, maybe you're not into lolicon, maybe whatever, but man, the man follow his dreams, you know?
Yeah, like, I mean, his entire shtick is that... basically, the staple of his content is him recreating, like, ecchi scenes in anime. So, but instead of a 14-year-old girl, it's just this fucking spindly... this pasty Swiss dude, and it's pretty fucking great. Hang on, where is his shit? Okay, so he's been banned from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Discord, Tumblr, Vine, TikTok, WhatsApp, and some anime conventions.
Nice, fucking banned from TikTok.
Reason: too hot and lewd. High five. Amazing. But he's great. Right. Anyway, he was at that Comic Con that year.
Oh, we missed that guy!
Yeah, he was there, and...
fuck? I can't believe we've done this.
He actually missed. He actually had ended up making the news for this because he, like, after it was over, he got like called up by the Swiss authorities because he tried to post, because he brought so much shit while he was in Japan, he just like mailed it to himself rather than trying to take it carry on or anything.
Oh, was that fucking news of like a guy that had been stopped at the Swiss border with like fucking like
Yeah, he had
100 kilo of lollipop.
yeah he had 30 kilos of lolicon togen.
Nice.
I forget, it was either 30 kilos or 30 pounds, but still, that's a lot of fucking paper.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, that's like you can feel a whole, what do you call that? Like the book holder, the fuck, the furniture you use to
A bookshelf.
books. Yeah, exactly. You could feel a whole fucking bookshelf with that. Like, imagine a whole fucking bookshelf filled with lollipop, like only fucking lollipop.
Yeah, I mean, I'd recommend like watching his room tours because it's actually quite impressive. Like,
I mean, I have to imagine like the guy must have quite a big collection.
yeah, and I don't know how he pays for it anymore. Because the whole story of him is he makes all these videos. It's hilarious, and he was working at a bank in Switzerland because he's Swiss, and Swiss people work in banks. But
Yeah, I mean, either you can work in a bank, either you can become some kind of weird
watchmakers
dude
and
hiding your money.
watchmakers and bankers.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, so and then eventually apparently like his employer found his YouTube channel and they're like, yeah, this shit isn't gonna fly. And so he was dismissed. And then he kept doing what he was doing. So like obviously he was very good at what he did personally as well, because it didn't stop his like funding trips to Japan and shit. And then come January this year, apparently he got a job at FedEx, which lasted about a week until he was like caught out by his employers there as well.
They found his YouTube channel as well.
Yeah. I think he still has a FedEx uniform though, because I've seen it in a couple of his videos. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, if he can keep his shit to do fucking Coldplays or whatever, like, let the man do his thing with his uniforms.
Yeah, man. Alright, anyway, that's it.
I wonder if there's any
I'll
fucking
link.
fetish that involves FedEx deliveries.
Anyway, I'll link his Twitter in the fucking description below as well. But there it is. Careful opening the videos because they are like pretty ear rapey, because it's just some guy screaming in fucking German.
Yeah, I won't. I'm just gonna look at the photos. Yeah, and they're yeah, it's enough. The photos are enough. It's quality.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think there's a middle ground between doing what Melon Pan has done and doing what SHG
Yeah, I like
has
the
done.
Kirby one. I don't know if you see. I don't know if you've seen it.
The Kirby one.
Oh yeah, the one where he's just lists the shit he's been banned for. The Kirby.
With the skeleton and yeah. Oh.
Anyway, keep going.
Oh no, I was gonna say. So that's Melon. I think there's like a middle ground between being Melon Pan and going to Comiket to see fucking Crud, and that's it.
Yeah, and I mean it's actually quite sad because I've heard later on. I think that's SHU told me. Apparently, one of the artists was there as well.
Yeah,
like, Wee or something like that.
Yeah, Wee's.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause she lives in Japan. She's always at Comiket.
So yeah, we didn't even check that out. But yeah, I remember like it was basically it just literally went like we left the KS booth and I was like, all right, anything else you want to do, right? And he was like, no, no, let's just leave. I was like, yeah, all right. Because I mean, I personally had nothing to do there as well. Like I wasn't gonna tell him, oh, there's that shit I want to see or whatever. So we just kind of left.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose I should have known this, but at the same time, like, I never really confirmed that you weren't much of a weeb. Like, you were certainly into it before I was, but you didn't really fall as far and as hard as I did.
What do you mean?
I, I mean, what do you mean? What do I mean?
I mean, how was I into this before you?
I mean, dude, I wasn't into weeb shit until like 2016.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, true.
Like,
I probably stopped being into weeb shit in 2016. So yeah.
well, I mean, yeah, like basically, if you grew up with Pokemon, like, congratulations, you got into weeb shit before I did.
Yeah.
Which is like,
Yeah. All right.
70,
I get your
like,
point.
what, 80% of the fucking like Western population.
Yeah, no, okay, I get your point. Yeah, I had a lot of shit like that when I grew up. Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh. Technically, loads of weeb shit, and
No,
then
I had Yu-Gi-Oh, but
hey, technically, it's weeb shit.
oh, is it still weeb shit if you pretend that it was Chinese? Because you legitimately didn't know the difference back then.
I mean, come on, I'm not gonna blame you. Like when I was a kid, I wasn't able to do the difference between America and Africa.
Okay, that's pretty fucking retarded, because you live next to one of them.
Yeah, like, no, to be honest, I was a complete, like, in geography, I was a complete retard when I was a kid. Like, I was like, to me, America and Africa sounded the same. So, you know, sometimes I was like, yeah, I mean, I guess, like, America is the one where, like, we had colonies in. No, maybe.
Well, you had colonies in both.
Well, yeah, we had colonies everywhere, so. But that's not what I meant. But yeah, you get the idea. I was a retard and I was shite at geography.
I bet you still don't know the difference between Austria and Australia.
Come on, bro. at least I can get this one.
Alright, okay, so you left Comic Cat completely, like, fucking out of it. Well, not out of it, but like.
Oh, and
so
also,
you did everything you wanted to do in Comic Cat, we'll put it that way.
Yeah, and also SSG got really fucking stressed when we had to go to Comic Cat, and actually there's a shite story about that, but basically really fucking stressed because we got into the wrong train. I was like, nah, chill out, mate. We'll just take the train the way back, you know? Like, we took the wrong train. No biggie. And he was like really scared we'd end up in the wrong place or whatever. And at some point, he stopped somewhere and he's just like, I know this is the one that goes to Comic Con. I'm like, huh? And he starts like reading out the kanjis and being like, you know, like, I know this kanji. It reads, I don't know what the station was, but he knew that this was the station we had to go to, we had to take to go to Comic Con. And he was like, yeah, this is like, I can read the kanjis. This is exactly the station. And I was like, yeah, or you can read, you know, like, literally 1 meter away from that, there's another sign that says the name in letters. And I remember the disappointment is in his face for, like, not being able to flex on me as hard as he could.
I mean, it's still better than what I would have done. I probably would have, like, trailed some fat, smelly dude. Like, yeah, he's probably going to Comic Cat.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But there weren't so many people, actually. Like, I was expecting a ton of white people and, like, weebs to be on the train the way there, but actually it wasn't that bad. Like, we pretty much were the only white folks on the train there.
Alright.
But yeah, I mean, SSG did get really stressed anytime we had to take the train or whatever. I remember, like, the few times I fell asleep on the train, apparently he got really fucking stressed that I wasn't going to wake up before the station or whatever. But hey, we
No, you guys just shake him forehead.
I mean, apparently he tried that, and apparently, I mean, according to him, people made fun of him because he was trying really hard to wake me up.
They're looking. Eh.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
Oh,
And
dude,
yeah,
if you
actually,
really wanted to stress him out, just give him an ear horn. Tell him to make a bunch of fucking noise on the train.
but yeah, I mean that's pretty much the only time we went somewhere, like that I didn't care about. That and Kayon Town. That was like the only two times we went somewhere that like I didn't really care about.
Mm. Sorry,
Yeah,
I'm looking at the shitposting channel now, and it's for fuck's sake. Oh, sorry. Okay. Yeah, Kyoto, which I still insist SHG says in the weirdest fucking possible way.
how the fuck does he say it?
I don't know. It just sounds like he's trying really fucking hard to say it, and it comes out wrong to me because he just. I mean, I think you understand that,
Yeah,
and that if you try too hard to say something, it sounds wrong. Like,
yeah, it makes sense.
I mean, you've praised me on my pronunciation of "je ne comprends pas." The reality is, I'm just mumbling shit.
Yeah, yeah, and
And
that's why it's impressive because you say it fast enough, so it almost sounds like a French person speaking. If you
yeah.
actually tried to pronounce the words, it wouldn't sound like any
Je
French
n'y
person speaking.
comprends pas.
Yeah, yeah, that exactly sounds like that. That sounds like any English speaker trying to speak.
Yeah. So the secret to pretending you're someone else is to have no idea what the fuck you're doing. Congratulations.
But yeah, basically the way in Kyoto, I mean the trip there was way nicer because at that point we actually, I mean, like, SSG was more comfortable having me around, so he didn't tell me to shut the fuck up this time. And we ended up in Kyoto, and I mean, I think the best part of the trip was like getting to Kyoto, getting to the Airbnb, and opening the door to see like a fucking big ass apartment with like big ass bathroom, and everything was like really fucking great. When the Tokyo apartment was like absolute trash, and it was really fucking good to have a nice place to hang around. But yeah, we in Kyoto we had pretty good, pretty damn good time. We went out at night time, much more than Tokyo, sadly. And yeah, basically the whole thing was pretty damn cool. And yeah, the only really good thing we did regarding the KS towns that we actually went there, and so we had to take a tiny train, and the whole time I remember he was on Discord, on some weird Kayan Discord, and he was like flexing on the Kayan weeds, being like, "Yeah, I'm about to go to the Kayan high school," and the place was like a tiny village, really, like the fucking they had Kayan posters everywhere. Like I'm pretty sure the Kayan was their only way to attract tourists. And like we walked all the way to the Kayan school, and I swear to God, every time we had a car crossing our way, the people inside were judging us so fucking hard. Like,
Yeah, it's like, oh fuck, another one.
yeah, another fucking white weeb, like trashing my city. Like, oh man, people hated us, but we eventually get there, and we ended up hanging around in the fucking music place of the school. So yeah, SAG was happy. I really didn't care. Uh, but I mean, it was fun because I was just hanging around in some Japanese town with my friends, so it was fun. But I didn't care about the K and shit. And I remember actually made him sit and because they had instruments on the display, and I actually made him sit on the Ritsu drum kit, and he was so fucking scared that people would pop in and tell him get the fuck away from the drum kit. So I have like three photos of him preparing to sit, sitting, and then like getting up. And on the three photos, you can see the fear in his eyes. Like he's so fucking afraid that people are gonna punish him for sitting on the drum kit.
I mean, of all the things you could have done to the drum kit, that's probably one of the most, like, not the worst. I can imagine someone has tried to smell that seat.
Oh, I mean, some people definitely did, and some people definitely quietly jerked off to the cardboard waifus on display as well.
Yeah. I
But
don't think did they have a turtle in the room?
a turtle? No, there's a turtle. A turtle. Fuck, that's hard to pronounce. A turtle on the stairs.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know what you call that. You know the ramp. I guess the ramp you grab when you go up the stairs, right?
Oh, the rail.
Oh yeah, right. And there's a turtle statue on top of that
Oh,
because apparently
yeah.
that's featured in the anime. And yeah, there's also a rabbit on the bottom, and apparently that's two things that constantly appear in the anime.
They are. I was thinking more about the actual, like, because in the show they have a pet turtle, tortoise. I never remember which is which. I'm pretty sure they have a turtle, but I was wondering if they had
I
one
mean,
in the classroom as well.
maybe,
I mean,
but
you
yeah,
would
anyway,
have seen a fish tank if it was there.
yeah, there wasn't a fish tank, but
Alright.
they actually had on display the whole like table with a bunch of cakes and sweets in the music room, you know, to kind of make it seem like it's the exact same. And of course, all the fuck, how do you call that? Like the boards, I guess. Yeah, the boards. All the boards were covered in uh, Kayon drawings and people coming to pay respect on whatever and like writing, "Oh, she's my waifu" and whatever.
Yeah, now I really feel sorry for those residents.
Yeah, and apparently when we came here, it was really calm. But apparently, at some points on like the girls' birthdays or whatever, like a lot of people pop in to celebrate. And yeah, I mean, I imagine growing up in a tiny town, like fucking 100 people living in or whatever, and like 5 times a week, there's just like thousands of white people coming in and like pretending to be anime girls. Yikes!
Yeah, that's a big fucking yikes.
But yeah, and
Could you
the good.
imagine, unironically, going on a fucking pilgrimage for a fictional fucking character? Laughing at
I
you,
mean,
Muslims.
ask SHG. I mean,
I mean, that, but also, like, at the same time, dabbing on the fucking Muslims right there. Oof.
fucking Mohammed is my favorite anime waifu. Fight me.
I mean, do you want to see animes where Muhammad can be a waifu?
I mean, I already know there's an anime where Buddha and Jesus smoke weed and hang around in some apartment or whatever.
Oh, well, I was thinking more about Unter Elterbach, but okay. Actually, should I explain that?
Yeah.
Okay, so Unter Elterbach is a anime-inspired German visual novel where you play.
Oh fuck! I think I've heard of that.
Yeah. Where you play a 20-something-year-old Hikikomori NEET who gets moved by the government, relocated by the government to a small Bavarian town where you are tasked with tracking down and stopping pedophiles. You don't do that because the entire system is corrupt, and it turns out you actually need to fuck children to save the world from Satan.
Classic.
Yeah. But basically one of the first instances is you actually have a dream where you're hanging out with the Prophet Muhammad fucking his 9-year-old wife.
Nice.
Oh.
So
I wonder
yeah,
if I still have the screenshots of it.
I wonder if the fucking creators of that got in any trouble for that shit.
Um, I don't think they did.
Fuck! Like, the Scottish guy, like Count Dankula, got in a trial because he made his
Yeah, but the thing
bug
is, Count
do
Dankula
the.
had his name plastered over shit. Like, this was all done under like aliases and shit. Like,
Yeah, I
like
can
the creator
imagine.
is literally Anne Frank.
Let's go Sue and Frank, boys.
I mean, there's got to be like an Anne Frank charity out there that you could just make money off.
True. I mean,
Um,
yeah, you may just make your online alias Anne Frank and then create a charity and ask people to give money to Anne Frank. Technically,
uh,
you're not lying.
okay, I don't have screenshots of the Prophet Muhammad, but no, I'm not going to send these to you. Okay,
Yeah,
I won't put you through that unless you want to.
yeah, yeah. Let's not do that.
All right.
But
Anyway,
yeah,
Enter Eltabak,
and
check it out.
and basically, we got there. We actually played a game of pool because they had a pool table, and SSG absolutely. I mean, I just say they had a pool table. It was a shitty mini pool table with a broken foot. But we actually did play pool, and SSG fucked me up twice. My shame is immeasurable, and my day was ruined. But we actually came back from the town because afterwards, like, we left. It was kind of like coming in. We left the school, and I was like, so do you want to hang around that town? Like, is there anything else you want to do? And he was like, no, no, let's leave. So we left, and we had to change trains in some other station, some other city, and that was actually like, I mean, that was one of the parts I liked the most. Unironically, we stopped in that city, and I saw some kind of map of the city, and apparently there was a castle in the city. So, being being the history retard, I guess, that I am, I was like, oh fuck, we need to check that castle out. Like, it's a full Japanese castle that we can visit. That sounds really cool. And we ended up in the place, and it was really fucking cool. Like, the nobody was there. Basically, I mean, there was like 2, 3 tourists around, but it was pretty empty. And the fucking whole castle and gardens of the castle were really fucking cool and interesting. So yeah, I'm glad we went to the Kayon town just because if we didn't, we wouldn't have seen this castle, I guess.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah, I guess this is not the most fascinating story, but
Oh no, no. I'm trying to think of jokes to make, but no. I mean, so this is still all in Kyoto, or
no, yeah, that was in Kyoto.
yeah.
Technically, it was like from Kyoto we took another train to get to the Kayon town because apparently it was near Kyoto, but still was at least a good hour and a half or 2 hours of train away.
Ooh. All right, because you're on this slow as fuck little mini train or something.
I mean, for a good part of it, we were on an actual train, but yeah, like at least half an hour of it was on the slow as fuck mini train.
I see. Okay.
And that's the only place where we actually saw we actually could see by ourselves the Japanese bullying because there was a kid that was getting bullied by another kid with a bike on the mini train. And yeah, as good people, we didn't do anything to stop it. We just watched and yeah, and went like, yeah, I guess bullying in Japan is real. Nice.
Yeah. And that kid later killed himself.
I mean, probably most Japanese people do anyway.
I mean, it's mostly because he just didn't have that childhood friend that was a girl that was always there for him.
Yeah, I mean, or a childhood friend that bullies you and then sucks your
Oh, that was the friend on the bike.
dick.
He just didn't suck his dick after that time, so.
I mean, hey, I wasn't there for the whole day. I don't know what happened.
All right. So, um, I, I think we've touched on the main points that I usually get when I listen to the SHG version of the story. Except for the final piece, the rampant alcoholism.
Oh yeah, that was a very good part. So yeah, as you might know, first off, like I'm not a big fan of alcohol in general, but I cannot like get drunk as fuck for obvious reasons. And basically, he started buying like at some point we went to the 7-Eleven or whatever, and he decided to like buy Japanese beers and all the beverage that were kind of typical of the place. And so we went back home, and like I kind of tasted each one of them. I was like, yeah, that tastes pretty good, and most of them tasted shit, to be honest. But anyway, basically it was only cheap beer, not like cool fancy sake, and the fucking bottle of the forbidden bottle of Captain Morgan's he had on his backpack. He bought in Dubai or something. So basically, what happened is that he started drinking beers. He sang "Call Me Maybe." He went on the first rant on Mike Ashley I heard in my life.
The what?
The first rant on Mike Ashley I heard in my life.
Oh,
Yeah, that's when it began. He started talking about football and whatever. And at some point in the drunken fit of rage, he just like went like, "Oh, I've never told you about Mike Ashley, that cunt." And he went like on a 2 hour rant about Mike Ashley.
oh, you got off easy then.
Yeah, pretty much. And after all that, he just walks to his bag and grabs the bottle and goes like, "Shot time," to be honest. So at that point, I'm a caring friend, I'm whatever. Like, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna be the good guy of the story. So I'm just like, no, mate, let's not do that. You're already piss drunk, and let's not drink the Captain Morgan's bottle. And he's like, yeah. He's not happy about it. But I'm just like, let's not do that. You're gonna get even more drunk, and like you're already pretty pissed. And anyway, he keeps talking, and we do whatever. At some point, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm just gonna go to the toilet. 1 minute, be right back." So I'm not following him because I mean he does what he wants. And he takes quite a long time to come back from the toilet, and I'm just assuming he's like, I don't know, cleaning his face,
Taking a
getting
shit.
yeah, maybe, whatever. And turns out I was wrong, and he came back from the toilet, holding the no empty Captain Morgan's bottle, and he's just like, "Hey, you couldn't stop me from drinking it," and I'm just like, oh, "Fuck off." So after that, it just gets worse. He explains to me in 10 different ways why he isn't drunk. He tells me that he wants to go to the nearest 7-Eleven and fight everyone he finds on his way, just to prove me he isn't drunk. Because of course, like going to the nearest convenience shop and fighting all the people you see on your way is the best way to show someone that you aren't drunk. Of course,
Well, it works in Newcastle.
I guess. But I mean, that's just how you show your point to anybody in Newcastle, I guess. And basically, at the end, it gets calmer, and he eventually. Oh no, there was a really good point where he was just laying on his bed, and he was explaining me how fast his hands were, and he was like, "Look at me, my hand is right there," and like in
No, it's over
one
there.
instant, and he just smashes the mattress, and he's like, boom, my hand is there, boom, it's there, boom, boom, it's there. And he's like really fucking happy at the fact that he can actually move his hand. And anyway, time goes on, I put him in his bed, I tuck him in, I'm like, all right, I've done my part, he's gonna get a good night of sleep. I turn the lights out. I'm like, nice. All right, this is how it's gonna happen. And at that point, I made a terrible mistake. So I basically pushed him. I mean, not really pushed him, but I half carried him to my bed. I just put him in my bed. At that point, he just basically like he's just drunk, half asleep, being like, I'm sorry you had to go through that." And anyway, I'm just like, "Yeah, all right,
Yeah,
mate,
generic drunk person
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah." I'm just like, "Yeah, just fall asleep again." So I grab a plastic bag and I start basically like putting all the puke in the plastic bag so I can throw it away. And like I take his sheets and I go to the bathroom. I get the shower and I start like showering the biggest part of the puke off the sheets. Anyway, I do all that. I'm like, all right, so now the bed is mostly clean. We'll have to call the people, like we'll have to change all that tomorrow, but for now it shall be alright. I get some shitty futon we had on the closet. I get a shitty pillow because he puked in the pillow as well. I'm like, all right, so I put him in my bed. I'm sleeping on the floor. No, the night is gonna be fine for sure. And I was really dumb because like less than 5 minutes from there, he was puking on my bed. So I had to move him again from my bed to his bed again because his bed was the cleanest at that point. Wash everything, go all the way, like do all that again, and finally at that point he fell asleep and didn't puke. So the night goes on, and the morning he wakes up and he's just like, you know, classic. I don't know, classic hangover. And like I'm half joking about the shit that happened yesterday, and he's just like, "What the fuck did I do yesterday?" And yeah, he was like really afraid of that he could have done worse shit and whatever, and
He sucked
was
your
really
dick.
happy. And unironically, less than a month ago, we actually discussed on Discord, and he was like, "Real talk, man. Did I say some fucking gay shit to you when I was drunk?" I was like, "No, no." Like I would have told you if that happened. So yeah, apparently he was really afraid that he would have said really gay shit to me when he was drunk, but he didn't.
No, he does that when he's sober now.
Yeah. Times change. But yeah, that's basically how the whole drinking part happened. So yeah, it was fun for the most part, to be honest.
Well, I think at least for a better version of the one we've heard where he just passes out, and something about Sumi Masen.
Oh yeah, the sumimasen part was before the puke part. That was just like, yeah, he was just drunk and trying to show me that he wasn't drunk. It was just like, no, I'm fully aware of my mental faculties. See? I use the word faculties. That's how you know I'm in control. And then I drop some French on him. It's just like, sumimasen. Good times, good times.
Uh, um, yeah, that sounds. It's definitely a better version of it. I mean, fucking. Yeah, I don't get throwing up, eh? But the only other thing I can think of from the the story of Japan that doesn't really get told that much because I think most people brush over it is the mouse.
The mouse computer thingy.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, he was obsessed with that thing. I didn't get it. Like, I absolutely, and to this day, I still don't get it. Because every time he saw it, like, there was computers on the street, and he was like, oh, that's a mouse computer. Or maybe I'm exaggerating a bit. But, man, the few times we saw it, he was just like, oh, the mouse to computers. And I was like, yeah, yeah. And I swear, like, that's not exaggerating. He listened to the fucking 10 hours version um, of the mouse commercial for like so fucking long. Like and he was singing it as well every 5 minutes for like the second part, like the second week of the trip. I just like was walking next to him, and every time there was a silence, he was like, Masu, Masu. He loves his fucking mouse computer. But I mean, I can't really blame him. Like, he didn't do it that much. But what the Japan trip really gave me was the fact that before the Japan trip, before William showed me that, I didn't know the gnome meme.
Yeah, this is the one that really fucking got me on this, is the gnome actually, because the thing is, I heard that there was this fucking gnome in all of this shit, but it wasn't until a month after the trip that I started seeing the gnome anywhere else.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think we were ahead of the curve on
yeah,
that.
you were on that shit, man. So do you want to explain the gnome in Japan a bit more, or is that really it?
Yeah. So basically, at some point, and it was inside of the Airbnb at that point. At some point, William just like, I don't know how and I don't know why, but he just shows me that fucking gnome, that fucking shitty gnome, and I'm like, fuck, this is the funniest shit ever. And for some reason, I just think that's just like the funniest shit I've ever seen. And I'm just like all about that gnome. And at some point on the Japan trip, like, he loses sight of me. Like, I just, yeah, he's a bit in the back or whatever, or I take it in the back. I'm just like, "Woo, hoo, 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 ha, ha, ha. I'm not a gnome. I'm not a gnome." Like, for some reason, at that point, it was the funniest shit ever happened to me. And yeah, I mean, we kind of memed about that. I even remember the last night we spent at the capsule hotel. At some point, he was like trying to chill out, probably reading Discord or whatever, trying to sleep, and I just like walked next to his capsule and put my phone on full blast and just blasted the gnome meme at him. We basically joked around with the gnome for the rest of the trip.
Oh yeah, because I thought I remembered you were like pseudo Rick rolling him more about, it's like, hey, check out this thing about the mouse, and there'd just be the fucking gnome there.
Yeah, I actually did a YouTube video of that after the Japan trip. I took the beginning of the mouse computer commercial, and I put the gnome at the end. I was like, oh, check out, like, that's a new mouse commercial I found on YouTube. And it was just a gnome.
Oh, that's right.
Because yeah,
Should we link your
well,
YouTube channel in the descriptions of this?
I mean, sure, but there's like no video in there because I only put my videos in private.
Yeah, and except for all the shitty like French ones.
I think there's only one there's only one that's there, and that's fucking 63 views. Like, yeah, that's basically what I do. I have like tons of shitpost videos, and they're only in private. So yeah, if you want to link the mouse computer thingy, I can give you the link.
Oh, hang on. No,
My channel.
there's one. It's the the Napoleon Boomer Party.
Oh yeah, it's trash. I made it because Nico made a meme about that, and I decided it was the funniest shit ever.
I don't think I've watched this before, but I don't want to blast it over the podcast. Oh,
Oh
God.
yeah, probably don't. It's trash.
Oh, I'll have to watch it once we're done here. Which means I have like 50 million fucking tabs open of just shit that I'm gonna need to save the links for. Also, it doesn't help that half of them are also things that I'm low key just looking at. Like, someone posted this picture of a cat with its leg out, and then it's got a girl cosplaying Hana Kawa from Monogatari. That's
I mean,
that's
I wish
anyway,
I knew who this character was.
I digress. So I think that's about it for the trip to Japan.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't have that many stories, at least that come to mind right now. That SSG will allow me to say, but yeah, the
I
whole
mean,
trip
SSG
was
is here,
pretty
not
fun.
SSG is not here to stop you.
What you gonna do? Shoot me? Cool, from that good shot.
He doesn't have his
But,
shooting license.
yeah, sure. But no, I mean the whole trip overall was pretty damn cool, and it was pretty nice to see SSG gain confidence while the trip was going on, because fuck, at the beginning he was really really awkward. Like every time, I mean, like at least for the first day and first 2 days, he wasn't like, he was trying not to be a weeb or whatever, you know. And I was like, fuck man, I know you're a weeb. It's like
Yeah,
the whole
I
I don't know
think
if
I
I
think
told
that's
you
the story
about
of SHG in general is just not trying to not be a weeb.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, at the time, he literally studied Chinese for like 2 years, something like that, because he was like, nah, I'm not a weeb, I like China, not Japan. And
And then
then
it
he
moved to
realized that, I mean,
Korea, and then we started going further south along the peninsula until we ended up in Japan.
yeah.
What if
But
it
yeah, I mean, there
turns
was that
out
whole, that,
like what if it turns out
no.
that all of Japan is just a front, and he's really interested in like Thailand?
Yeah, at some point, it's just gonna pop, he's just gonna be, man, lady boys, I mean, he's already into traps. So, Thailand isn't that far away.
I mean, it is pretty far. It's like the other side of fucking China, but yeah, I get your
Yeah,
point.
true, but...
Uh,
But yeah, there was that whole thingy like on the first week where basically he had that. We went to some shitty arcade place, and there was Nico cardboard thingy, and he really wanted to take a picture with it, and he didn't. Like he just literally said as a joke, you know. But the kind of thing you say as a joke, like, huh, wouldn't it be funny if we kissed to the girl you low key like, you know? And yeah, he literally went like, "Oh, wouldn't it be funny if I took a picture with the cardboard
Wouldn't it be
Nico?"
funny if I kissed
And
that cardboard cutout?
yeah, and we leave the place, and I'm like, "Why didn't you take a picture with the cardboard Nico?" And he's just like, "Nah, I don't want to seem like a weeb." And I'm like, "Fuck, man, you want to take a picture with the cardboard Nico? You go there and you take a picture with the cardboard Nico. Don't be a retard." So we went back there, and he took his picture with the cardboard Nico. And afterwards, he literally thanked me for like telling him to be the weeb he truly is.
I mean, I guess that's a better route than I would have taken. I mean, if my goal was to try and get him to come out of his shell, I think my route path would have been to just like wear one of those Ahego shirts, just so that even if he tries to deny being a weep, he has to be associated with me.
Yeah, true. Really good point. But hey, I mean, at least he was there to protect me when I slept. So apparently, at some point, some Chinese tourists took pictures of me because I was sleeping in some kind of special place or whatever. And apparently, he tried to body block them from taking pictures of me. So thank you, William, from protecting my image, so Chinese people won't steal my beautiful French figure.
Yes, they won't make presumptions about the French being lazy or anything.
Yeah, precisely.
Oh, that was the other thing. The maid cafe.
Yep. So yeah, basically we went to that really well, I think it's the one called Akihabara, and
Yeah,
like
that's the
the
weeb shit
weeb is
district.
sorry.
Yeah, that's the weeb shit district.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It was the weebest place in all Tokyo. So that's where SSG bought all his how do you call them? Fuck.
Figurines.
No, the sex toy thingy.
Oh, the owner holes. Or the tingers.
Yeah, but the Tengas, yeah. And so yeah, we went in some Tenga place, and it was really funny because they had a lot of like fake teeth and shit like that. And yeah, he buys his Tengas. We go out, and I think it was probably before buying his Tengas. But anyway, at some point we discussed maid cafes, and I mean, he says that yeah, he really wants to check out maid cafe before leaving Tokyo, because I mean, that's kind of a thing you have to do. Or that's kind of an interesting experience. So yeah, I mean, I'm like, yeah, why not? So I follow him there, and we pay an atrocious price to even enter the maid cafe. I think it was like fucking 5 or 10 euros only to enter a place. And but yeah, the whole maid cafe was actually pretty chill because the girls there were pretty, you know, like it didn't seem like the clients were like annoying them or whatever. It really seemed that they poked fun at the clients. You know, like they made fun of the clients more than the opposite, and it was pretty interesting. And actually, at some point, we had like a really cute girl walking in, like adult Japanese woman, really cute, like probably 27 or something like that. And she just walks in, and I'm just looking at William, and I'm like, fuck, she probably walked in by mistake. You know, she had a date, and the guy told her to get there, and he made fun of her or whatever. And the girl fucking sits down and order like the most expensive menu, and starts chatting with the maid girls. I'm like, what? Like, there's actually girls, and apparently it's a thing. There's actually girls going to maid cafes to hang around with the maids.
Hmm.
Apparently that exists. But the rest of the people there, like the two other guys, were the usual suspects. A really skinny guy that was looking really nerdy, and a kind of chubby guy that was like constantly asking them shit and stuff like that. But yeah, it was actually pretty fun. And I only bought like I think I literally bought tap water or something like that, and SSG got like an ice cream, a menu, and he got a keychain, I think, and a picture with the girls.
Yeah, the pictures costed money, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, no, the picture itself didn't cost money, but he had to take an expensive menu to get the picture.
I forget if he's ever shown me the image.
I mean, he must have, and if he didn't, I'm probably gonna link you the picture someday. And yeah, I remember. Yeah, that's the thing. I remember him on the podcast. He literally said something like, "Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I chucked Sleepy from the picture because the maid asked if we both wanted to go on a picture, and I said no, I'm gonna go alone." And I remember like when I listened to the podcast, I was like, how did you chuck me at that point? Because I think I literally told him on the spot. I literally told him, yeah, I mean, I don't care about that, and I mean, like you pay for your picture, you go take your picture. There's no issue with that.
No, I think the thing he was cucking you on was back at the Comiket, where you apparently saw something on the display and you're like, hey, there's that, or something like that.
Oh no, that I chucked him on that. So the whole story is that we were on the Comic Cat thingy, and I don't exactly remember the story, but we were talking to CPL Crud, and I see him moving some of the physical copies, the discs of Karawashusha, the game, and I think so. If I recall the stuff happening well, I'm like, oh, can we buy that? Like, can we actually buy that? And he's like, nah, not really. I only have two of them left, and there's one I have to keep for someone. I'm like, you know, I'm an absolute asshole. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, if you got one for someone, you can sell us one. And so, yeah, he kind of goes like, yeah, I guess so, and just decides to sell us one game. And I think the chucking happened because SSG was buying his shit at that point, so he actually bought the game. But right afterwards, he gave me the game, and I paid the price he paid for the game because I mean, you know, I saw it, and I asked for it, so I kind of quote unquote deserved it, you know.
Mm.
And then he regretted giving me the game.
Because he could have sold it for so much fucking money to buy so many more fucking owner holes.
Probably, but yeah, I still have it right there under my desk, and I mean, I haven't even opened it because there's probably nothing. Like I can download the game online, so yeah, I don't know. You know, I have it. I can flex on people. I can flex on weebs. People that probably care more than me.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's all it's really worth. It's just flexing ability.
Yeah, truly.
And why should anyone flex more than you?
Yeah, I mean, I deserve my right to flex my KS game.
Your 10-year-old, no, it's not 10 years old, it's fucking 7-year-old fucking cripple fucking simulator.
Yep,
What a winner.
yep. That's just how life is, you know. Some people have fucking 7, 10 years old crippled fucking game in physical copies, and some people don't. You know, looking at you, Bill Gates. What you gonna do, loser? Cry?
Shit.
Shit your pants? Shit and cum, maybe?
No, fuck, cry, piss
Yeah,
your pants,
I
shit
think,
and cum,
yeah,
there we go.
yeah, yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much the Japan trip.
Oh, I need to stop looking at shit posts, it's just ruining my view of the world. For anyone who's curious, there's just a lot of gay shit.
I mean, you can say that about the server in general.
Yeah, the server is
like
abnormally
lately
gay.
the server has just been gay.
Yeah, it is abnormally gay. Like,
True.
No one is balls to the walls gay, but everyone's teetering on that fine fucking line, myself included. Like, I won't opt myself out of that with all my gay shit.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the word itself, like the word gay, has been said like what, maybe like 10, 20 times before like the past few months, and then at some point people started calling everybody gay, and for good reasons. I mean, and yeah, since then it's all been downhill.
There's 1,460 results of the word gay.
Nice.
Where are we at for faggot? Faggot is 98. Homo is at 258. So yeah, no one's got a thing on fucking gay. Maybe fuck.
Yeah.
Fuck has 6,000. So.
Yeah, I mean, fuck can't lose.
What about the shit? Shit's at fucking 3,000. And what about the good old trusty cunt? Oh, cunt's at 300.
Yeah, you're probably one of the few people using cunts.
Actually, Rinpo seems to be saying it a lot.
Huh.
And potato.
You know, like, just makes me think that not so long ago I was playing Sea of Thieves with a bunch of friends, and we actually came across
playing what?
Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves. Sorry,
yep.
Your accent.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably the kind of shit I can pronounce correctly. But anyway, we're playing that with a bunch of friends, and some people like chased us for a really long time, and we got to kill them. And I remember like on my last taunt, I literally called them cunts by reflex, and I was like, "Fuck, am I becoming an OC? Like, what's happening? What's happening to my body?"
Yeah, nah.
And that's the story of the only time I used cunt unironically when speaking to someone.
I mean, cunt is it's a strange thing because it's I mean, it is like fucking that whole universal aspect, like fuck this, fuck that, fuck everything. Like, it's pretty fucking cunted, you know.
Yeah, I've never used it that way.
I think I'm the only I'm the only person who I know who uses it that way. But it's a pretty great word. So,
Man, I was looking for that one last thing in Japan, but I was just looking for that picture of him with the Nico cardboard thingy, and I'm just like scrolling through all the pictures he kept on like the OneDrive he linked me. It's really funny because on all the pictures, SSG just has the the polite cat face.
The what?
You've already seen that meme, right? The polite cat. Hold up, let me link it to you.
I feel I have. I mean, if it's a cat, I've probably seen it, but I normally don't know what people call various
He
cats.
literally rocks. He literally rocks that face on every fucking picture.
Oh, this cat. Yeah.
Just know that SSG has that exact face on every
Oh, I
picture.
mean, we all know why. We've discussed on the podcast before. Just his teeth are fucked.
Nice. Yeah, I know.
So
I know, but I like seeing like fucking 20 pictures side by side, and he always has the exact same expression.
yeah. Oh, oh shit. Wait, no, never mind. Think of something else. So I think that's about it for the trip to Japan.
Yep.
Any other fun and interesting things you want to talk about? Just anything at all.
I mean, what's about you? Like, what you like last week and last month? I mean, like,
Well,
any interesting stuff happening?
I watched Chernobyl. That's about it. Of things that I'm going to talk about. But have you watched Chernobyl?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay. Well, fuck SHG then. We're going to talk about Chernobyl.
skip to the next. I mean, skip. You know, like someone will put a timestamp or something. Spoilers are ahead.
Oh yeah, spoilers. Everything.
Chernobyl was pretty damn cool.
Although I don't think there's much to skip because this will probably be like after we've finished this talk. I'm probably not going to do much more.
Sure.
But yeah, Chernobyl. It's actually.
So what do you think?
And I also might actually end up talking about it with his HG as well, given the topic he wants to talk about next week. But yeah, I was actually very, very impressed with it. It was also nothing like what I was expecting. Because when I first heard that everyone was watching this show called Chernobyl, I was expecting a sort of like augmented reality sort of thing where it's supposed to be this whole, I don't know, more like Stalker.
Yeah.
Or an American conspiratorial thing where like, I don't know, Black Ops agents dropped on this. What really happened at Chernobyl was some secret thing. Fiction. Rather than historical dramatization of what actually happened.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was actually really impressed with it, despite it not being what I was expecting. Shout outs to the makeup department. I think they are the real MVPs of the entire show.
Oh yeah. Yeah, the burns people were really like, oh yikes! Like the fireman.
Yeah,
looking at him made me feel bad, to be honest.
Yeah, they did a real good fucking job of it all. Also, the makeup and costume department did a real fucking good job.
Yeah, and I mean the cast in general was pretty convincing. Like they did look like the actual people, so they did look like. I mean, at the end they showed pictures and shit like that of the actual people they were supposed to represent, and that was actually pretty convincing. The only hipster comment I have to make is that I expected them to actually speak Ukrainian.
Yeah, I was expecting that. I was going to have a whole dig at like maybe it's supposed to be like a commentary on how the UK is turning into a communist shithole.
That might have been that, but yeah, I mean.
But,
oh, yeah. Also, I really like the fact that they took time to show kind of like how to say like not only the big political scheme. I guess they showed like people, the soldiers killing dogs and shit like that. That was really interesting.
I mean, I'll be honest, the dog thing did feel kind of out of place. Mostly because it was showed on like the second to last episode and they didn't follow it up at all.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's kind of why I liked it, It's like they show other sides of the Chernobyl incidents, It's not only the political things and like people people getting fired and people getting assassinated by the KGB and people getting burned. There's also like the whole environmental. Fuck my pronunciation. I feel like the more I talk in English, the shittier my English gets. But there's also a whole other side and a whole other kind of people getting involved in this. And so yeah, I liked it. I really liked it.
Yeah. I mean, the other thing I could say on it is, like, oh, hey, he found the picture of Nico. And wait, I think I have seen the drum set before.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, I have seen these before, but I think out of some level of respect, I never saved them.
I can definitely
why.
get why.
I mean, I don't know why. Like, I fucking save everything. But I don't think I saved the picture of you though. But that's mostly because Instagram is a pain in the ass.
Yeah, I think he instantly deleted them. That's actually quite interesting. Sorry to cut the whole Chernobyl subject.
Fuck it.
I really like the series. But there's a really interesting thing, the fact that pretty much no one aside from Nico and Moon here have seen my face at the Discord because, I mean, that's just not something I like to do. I'm not showing my face or whatever.
Well, I mean,
but the thing is like, sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, it's like, well, I mean, there are, yeah, everyone's slow. I mean, we all started off as like anonymous strangers, but it seems like over the years, aside from me, and well, to a certain extent, you, and I mean, like, I won't out you on that, saying that you gave in because, like, it was pure fucking luck that I found it, and it raised all sorts of fucking alarm bells when I did. It's everyone's slowly fucking revealing themselves.
Yeah, but yeah, the pictures of me are mostly SSG taking pictures and posting them on different social media.
And
yeah, I mean,
that he did that.
Yeah, it's actually quite a fun story because I think the first time you saw me was like my reflection on a picture that SSG sent when he was in Japan.
Yeah, you were in the toy store.
Yeah, exactly. And I really do think it's quite a funny thing that the fact that on like fucking 3/4 pictures he sent where I was visible in the frame or whatever, every time the only person that saw it, or at least that say they saw it, was you.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's just what I do at that point.
Yeah.
Especially when people send me pictures from their phones and the phones default to sending something like 4,000 by 2,000 pixels. You can just really fucking zoom in there.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh, also, yeah, the only other time someone saw me was when Nico started his last RP campaign, so it was kind of recent. Nico started his latest RP campaign, and there's like, I opened the Roll20 page, and there's some kind of pop-up. I close it, and suddenly my camera turns on, and apparently the pop-up was like, do you want to allow Roll20 to access your camera and microphone? And I didn't even check it, I just closed it. And suddenly I'm just looking confused at my screen. I'm like, so how do I turn this off? So that's basically the only two points where people actually saw my face.
Mm. So you have the same philosophy as me. You just suck at implementing it. Congratulations.
Yeah, I mean, mostly like the whole thing. I've actually, like, some people actually asked me if like I was. I remember during the whole, like, everybody was using their real names and showing their faces and everything. And I remember, I don't know who it was, but someone asked me if I was like ashamed of my face or whatever. And it's just like, nah, no.
Is your name really Jean-Claude Van Damme?
I mean, it's I'm not gonna lie, it's not that far away from it. But
what, Jean-Claude
yeah.
Damn Fuck? No, Jean-Claude Van Fuck.
I'd love that. I'd love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think though I think my name some people found like a lot more people know my name than my face because I'm pretty sure like some people already seen it in some places or whatever. I'm better at hiding my face than my name, to be honest.
Mm, I don't think I've seen your name. I've seen a few people's names, but I won't reveal that because, like, I mean, that's a fucking dick thing to do.
Well, yeah, of course.
But yeah.
But yeah, I even remember like at some point I was discussing with Nico, and at some point he just used my name, and I was like, "Wait, you know my name?" And he was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah. You've told me at some point or whatever." And I was like, "Wait, really? Hmm." And yeah, apparently like there's more people knowing my name that I actually know about.
Dun dun dun.
Yeah, if you watch this podcast and you know my name,
Don't leave it in the comments
I guess
below. Just
don't yeah
PM it to
don't
me.
just don't try to dox me, please.
Leave me the fuck alone. Don't at me.
Yeah, pretty much. Unless you wanna fought with me in that shitty village, then you're welcome to come.
Yeah. Okay. Back to Chernobyl. Fuck, I forgot where we're going with it.
You were pretty much saying that you were impressed with the direction
Yeah,
the
I
series
was
took.
I mean, I liked that it was actually like a historical dramatization because there's an old quote and bonus points if you actually know who said it. The death of one is a tragedy. The death of a million is a statistic. Do you know who said that?
Stalin, right?
Yeah, it was Stalin. It's actually a pretty fascinating thing because I actually was always very much interested in the Chernobyl disaster, but previously my interest was very much just a statistical analysis of it, sort of thing. Whereas like, hey, I got to do this school project and I got to say, hey, a bunch of people died. But it was interesting to like see the dramatization of it, so that you actually got a perspective of, the whole personal side of it.
Yeah.
So it wasn't just 40,000 people died. It was 40,000 people like this doing this, and you
Yeah, of
start
course,
to get
yeah.
a fucking grasp of the entire thing.
Yeah, I know that some people complained and say it was anti-nuclear propaganda.
Um. Uh. Well, I mean,
I mean,
I would
at
say
least
no. It does deal with very much one of the worst case scenarios in recorded history.
yeah, but I mean,
But
in the end, they don't say like, oh, we shouldn't have nuclear plants. Nuclear power is shite. Like in the end, they just say, well, yeah, the Ruskies were fucking cheap bastards, and they put some graphite at the end of the tips, and that was shite. And just because they're just like greedy little goblins, well, we all died.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's anti-nuclear, but there might be a bit of. I would agree that maybe there was a bit of fear mongering in it, because
Yeah, I mean,
the thing about like radiation is it is very, very fickle between what will kill you and what won't. And
yeah,
unless you
it's
have an understanding of how radiation works, the distinction is just completely lost on the layperson.
yeah. And
Like,
the thing is that, to I mean, anybody who doesn't understand radiation, so basically everybody that doesn't have fucking PhD in radiation or whatever, it's the scariest shit ever. It's like
yeah,
it's an invisible poison that can kill you slowly and painfully.
well, it is, but it isn't at the same time because it's like, um, you know, that if you when you start like putting the like a scale of like what this is compared to this, and it's like, you know, you've got people who might watch this and start getting so fucking scared of nuclear material that they won't live near a power plant or something. But the thing is, you'll absorb, like, assuming that it's not melting down or anything, if you live within a 30-mile radius of a nuclear power plant, like, the amount of radiation you'll probably absorb is less than eating a fucking banana. Like, legit.
Huh, interesting.
And, you know, there's fucking, but yeah, the distinction between things are so small, like, you saw during the miners, like, will wearing this shirt actually make a fucking difference? Probably not when you're that close to a melting down reactor, but there are instances where a piece of fabric will very much be the difference.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's been fucking years since I researched this shit, but like, so you've got the alpha radiation, the beta, and the gamma. The alpha is all the helium nucleus. I think they touched on that in the show, which is just like, you know, radioactive atoms that shoot off in any one direction, and that kind of shit can be stopped with a piece of tinfoil. So and I mean, it's pretty dangerous if it gets on you, but yeah, it can be stopped by a lot. It can be stopped very, very easily.
And then there's the ones that go through everything.
Yeah, then there's the beta particles, which is the radioactive electrons that just shoot off. They're a bit harder to stop, but still not out of the realms. Then you got the gamma radiation, which is, you know, you need 20 foot of fucking concrete.
And this is one of the few instances where the beta are stronger than the alpha.
Oh yeah,
Raise up gamers.
I mean, yeah, it's like the distinction between what's dangerous and what isn't is very, very small. Well, in some places.
Yeah.
And then, you know, so like, you know, some things a piece of cloth will stop you. There's like massive pools of water where they dump spent fuel. It's like these massive like tanks of just water where they put like spent fuel rods in to cool them down. And like, you can swim around on the surface of that water and be completely fucking fine.
Fuck, that's insane.
But like, if you reach some arbitrary limit where you're like maybe within 2 feet of them, you know, then you might be fucked.
Yeah, it's just incredible to think about, because I mean, at least like the vision most of us have nowadays, just like, you know, everything radioactive stays radioactive for like fucking 100 years or whatever, and it can kill you if you touch it, but it really depends.
Yeah, it's I mean, even I don't know like half the shit, but like, my point is, if you know enough to know that there's situations where it isn't dangerous, and the government's telling you that, hey, this part's safe, it's nothing to worry about, I would be inclined to believe them. Because I do understand that there is a very fine line.
Yeah, and I mean, a good example of what you just said is 3 scuba divers that went into a power plant to... I don't remember exactly what they did, but apparently the 3 scuba divers that basically decided to sacrifice themselves to save everybody. I think they had to empty the water tanks or whatever.
We are talking about the show.
Yeah, but it happened in real life as well.
Yeah.
And
so, sorry,
apparently
when you're talking about scuba divers, I was actually thinking of maybe something that happened at Fukushima.
No. And apparently they all, like, all 3 of the scuba divers went, swam in the radioactive water or whatever, and came back, and apparently to this day they're all alive. Like none of them died, even though the place was like radioactive as fuck, and they just took a dive in the water, the radioactive as fuck waters. So yeah, I guess that's a good illustration of what you say. Like if maybe the water was just had like fucking alpha alpha shit in it, and it was radioactive, but not in the bad way.
Yeah, they got the good kind of cancer, the one that just didn't kill them.
Yeah, the one that are gonna kill them in like fucking 20 years.
Yeah. But... So yeah, it's radiation. Like the fact part of it is it's crazy shit. The show. I did find the show interesting. Like I mean, you said outside the politics, but I did enjoy the whole politics of it. Sort of showing just like how fucked the system was and how it kind of screwed over the whole situation.
Oh yeah, really, it's like the fucking. It's like a struggle for power. The whole thing. It's like this guy has more power than me. So even if I'm like the guy at the very beginning, the old guy at the very beginning that just goes like, yeah, this is the fucking Lenin power plant. Nobody's gonna stop working on whatever. Like there's
By the
many
power of
instances where
communism.
yeah, exactly. There's many instances where it just shows like, yeah, I mean, in at least in Soviet Russia, this guy is higher ranked than you, so you don't have anything to say about it. It's like,
I mean, at that point, I don't think it's so much a matter of whether or not he had more power, but he was appealing to a higher power, which was the cult of fucking socialism.
yeah,
It wasn't that the old fucking cunt was like had seniority over them. It's just that, hey, I mean, God says this. Like, this is what our religion is based around. And yes,
yeah,
I
makes
am
sense.
confused. I'm calling communism religion.
I mean, it's almost that. I mean, as if you start having a picture of the said guy in your room, and you consider it to be really important that you have a picture of said guy in your room, it's basically a religion. I'm looking at all the kids with the fucking Che Guevara poster on their walls.
That they paid money for.
That they paid probably like a very capitalist enterprise money for.
Yeah.
Also, never forget the fact that apparently the guy who took the picture never made a fucking euro of the picture.
Yeah, well, fuck that guy. He was a commie.
Yeah, he got what he wanted.
Yeah. I don't know what else is there more to say about it. I'm kind of glad I did start on the show earlier than I did. Well, as early as I did, because if I went any longer of just seeing your delusional memes, I probably would have just said fuck that.
Yeah.
I mean, I talked about this last episode on the podcast. It's just like, if something gets memed too hard, it just pulls me fucking away from it.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Although usually that meme is the whole like "don't loot the lolly" shit. Like fuck that. Kind of built like a brick shit house.
Cringy.
But
there was just like memes I find really fucking cringy. It's just the whole like don't loot the lolly, the whole no bully and shit like that. Like fuck off. just fuck off.
well, are you dabbing on no volley?
Oh yeah, I definitely am.
Yeah, I mean it isn't even used that much. At least not in my experience.
Yeah, but it's not really a matter of how much it's used. It's just a matter of like every time it's used, I'm just like nah.
Stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
That's an old meme there. A meme before memes were memes. Do you know about
Actually,
Fitch?
I have no idea. I just say, some as a foreigner, sometimes I just say yes because I don't really get it. But I just, very quickly before we talk about Fitch, just reminded me of like we had a discussion with SHG actually in Japan, and I think that's actually quite a good question to ask you on that Fitch topic. What do you believe is the first meme to probably talk about? And I'm talking about internet meme, right? Like not fucking medieval jokes.
The first meme. Oh, fuck. It's got to be real fucking. I mean, probably like the all your base belong to us or something.
Oh yeah, that's indeed very
Are
old.
you basically trying to gauge like how much of a fucking boomer no, not boomer, Zoomer SHG is?
No, because SSG had an older meme than me. Because the first thing I said on the discussion was that like the first meme I remembered was Trollface, because I mean that was the first meme that got normies and whatever. Like everybody was Trollface posting at some time in
Oh well, I
2009
mean,
or whatever.
if you're not asking me like what's the earliest meme I remember, rather than like what I think was the first meme. I mean, probably the whole like Charlie bit my finger shit.
True, true, very true. I do remember that shit, but very vaguely.
Hang on, we're on YouTube. Where is it? Charlie.
Yeah, no, I know it's a video of two kids on a back
Yeah, but
seat,
I
and
need to
they're
find
like,
out how old it is now.
yeah, yeah, no problem.
And it's just where are they now? Shit, fuck off. But yeah, it's like I mean you got like ABC news articles from 7 years ago. Going, it's like talking about memes and shit. Oh, here we go. 12 years ago. Again, what the fuck? Yeah, that's old. It's old shit.
But yeah, go ahead about that other meme you wanted
Oh,
to talk
Fetch.
about.
Oh no, it's just a reference to the movie Mean Girls.
Never heard of it.
It's a movie about starring Lindsay Lohan about high school girls being evil, conniving bitches.
Hey, wasn't Lindsay Lohan the one that got into drugs and whatever and lost all her career?
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, but God, back in the day, she was so fucking hot. That's a great movie. I
I
highly
mean,
recommend it.
desperate and old, but what can you ask?
I mean, she's like
You can't
30
ask.
something now. How old is she? I mean, she kind of fixed herself up, but she does look old now. She's 32.
Yeah, I mean, usually that's what drugs do to you. They make you look old as fuck.
Yeah, make you old, sinewy, and all kinds of crazy.
Except if you're Jean-Claude Van Damme, then you just become fucking crazy and unable to speak French.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking more along the lines of fuck, what's his name? Iggy Pop. That's what I
Oh
was
yeah,
thinking of. He's a sinewy motherfucker, and he's like 70.
yeah. I mean, Iggy Pop is in my list of people I don't really get why they're alive and how.
Fucking 72. Just
But I mean, didn't Iggy Pop get like his whole blood cleaned in Switzerland like fucking 10 times?
I don't know. I don't follow him, but I just know that he's a crazy motherfucker.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's pretty much every celebrity you know. Every celebrity anybody knows probably has done like more cooked than you fucking drank water in your life.
Maybe. Sure. What the fuck? In 2017, shortly after his 70th birthday, Iggy Pop was made commander of the Ordres des Arts et des Lettres by the French Consul General in Miami on behalf of the French government.
I'm sorry, what?
Sorry, I don't speak French.
Can you link the thing to me?
Hang on. There we go. Now you can read it out to us.
In 2017, shortly after his 70th. Oh, fuck's sake! I can't read it. I can't read English. I can't. I give up.
Oh my god! Can you link it to me so I can read the English to you?
Yeah. Commander of the Ordre des Arts et des Oh, fuck's sake! I can't read French either. You just fucking end the Ordre des Arts et des Lettres. So basically, it's the Order of Arts and Letters. So apparently he's commander of the Order of Arts and Letters. I didn't even knew it was a thing.
What does he command there? Is he like in charge of
no fucking idea.
Like, is he in charge of the French language? Like, does he have to say, it's like, okay, this is what we're doing now?
Hold on. I'm checking on the internet what the fuck this order is. It's an honorific French decoration managed by the Ministry of Culture that's supposed to reward the people that are that distinguish themselves by their creation in the artistic or literary domain, by their contribution that they bring into the arts and letters in France and in the world. So basically, that's just like you're a great artist.
And, so he's been inducted into the French Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Apparently, yes. And apparently you can become a knight. You can literally become a knight of that. It's like the ranks are knight, officer, and commander.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's... Yeah, that completely happens. I mean, like, fucking, not Christopher Nolan. Count Dooku. You know, fucking Saruman. He's a knight.
Yeah.
Or was, before he died.
Oh, yeah, but he's a legit knight. Not like a knight of the Order of Arts and Letters.
And then we have, like, in New Zealand, we have fucking Sir Peter Jackson.
Oh, wait, didn't, what's her name? Taylor Swift become a knight as well?
I have not heard of this.
Wasn't there a story about that? Hold up, let me find.
Taylor Swift Knight. Taylor Swift White Knight. No, I don't think I'm seeing anything.
Yeah, no. Maybe I'm wrong. Who was like what artist had some terrorist attack on her concert in England?
Miley Cyrus?
Nah, it wasn't Miley Cyrus.
No, I mean, yeah, there was a bombing in Manchester.
Maybe it was Ariana Grande.
Oh, yes.
Okay, so Ariana Grande got offered. Basically, they just told her, "Hey, you want to be a knight because you know you had a terrorist attack on your concert," and she refused. But basically, we almost had a Sir Ariana Grande, or I guess like a.
Oh, dude,
Ariana Grande.
Dude, fucking France should have done the same thing to the Dead Eagles. I would be so down for Sir Josh Homme. That would be the coolest shit.
Man, I would have loved if it was like an even edgier group, you know, like some fucking like. Imagine if we had a Sir Comdenkula.
Sir Lordy.
No.
Fucking.
You know, they popped to the ceremony in the whole costume and shit like that, dressed like undead, and start speaking with a very heavy Finnish accent.
Oh god. So yeah, Taylor Swift not a night. Neither's Ariana Grande apparently.
Yeah, but Peter Jackson is a knight.
Yeah. Although I don't know fucking why. I mean, I know why, but I don't know why.
Well, yeah, I mean everything in fuck, I can't remember the name of the country.
England.
New Zealand.
Oh,
New Zealand.
my country.
Everything in New Zealand is related to the Lord of the Rings in a way or another.
Actually, did Willie Appiata get knighted?
I think I remember like some light commercial with like the fucking whole Hobbit thingy and like the Hobbit actor looking like a manlet and everything. Like, fuck, New Zealand do love them their hobbits.
Yeah, we did really take on the whole Lord of the Rings thing. Fucking okay. It turns out he wasn't knighted. For the record, Willie Appiata was a New Zealand SAS soldier that was awarded the Victoria Cross. One of the few instances outside of World War II that anyone has ever received it. Well, after World War II, I mean, there were like World War I recipients, so apparently it's a pretty big deal.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just found it again. Sorry, I wasn't indeed listening to you, but yeah, I just found it again. The fucking it's a safety video in Air New Zealand apparently.
Yeah, well, yeah, they do those. Hang on. Oh, for fuck's sake! I'm just looking at the thumbnail and it's fucking hell. But yeah, everyone, I think we'll end it there. Just everyone, please do pay attention to all safety messages given to you on airplanes. They are for your safety. See you later, guys.
See ya.